I forgot to mention yesterday for lunch we were at Chio. I had ordered from the cafeteria a ramen soup bowl. So I paid for that myself. I brought my own coffee, and my daughter, through the MDU unit, the medical day unit, was able to order through the hospital lunch, like the meal program that they offer for the kids at the hospital for inpatients and outpatients. So I didn't have to pay for her lunch. She had ordered salmon and rice and the drink and the popsicle. She didn't eat too much, as she is never really that hungry when she has medical day unit appointments. And so she only ate a few bites of the salmon and rice, and she did have the popsicle and the juice. But just thought I would, I forgot about the transparency. Like, I just want to be upfront with you guys of what I actually ate. So yesterday my lunch cost $10. But that's not in my grocery budget. So eating out is in my entertainment budget and stuff like that. So that's a completely separate budget. But I just thought I would share with you. I was going to videotape it, but at the time there was just lots of doctors and nurses and stuff like that doing procedures when we were doing it. So I was eating my lunch when she was eating hers, when she was getting the IV going. So to kind of distract her that it was going on. So I didn't feel comfortable recording at that time. And I just remembered this morning, like, oh, I didn't talk about my lunch yesterday. So there it is. So Abby and I are going to finish up the oatmeal I made a couple days ago with the raisins and apples. This is the last bit of it. And I'm having coffee. So as you can see here, there's like 4 acorn squash. There's a spaghetti squash. I might not cut that one up. There's this other one, little squash. A little rutabaga thing, some sweet potatoes that I'm just going to peel and prep while I watch YouTube. So here is this container here of diced, mostly sweet potatoes. I chopped up all the sweet potatoes that I had. And there was a turnip and I think a purple potato. I chopped it up because it was all starting to get a little bit old. And then I did that, I think it's called a delicata squash. I just cut it into rings. You can eat the skin off these squashes. They break down really easily. And I took 2 of the acorn squash and I cut it in half and scooped out the seeds. And that's all the stuff right there. Of the peelings and that. I might just be using that. Actually, I could take that and turkey bones and make some stock, because I'm also going to chop up some onions and stuff, so I'll have some onion peels in there too. I'll just keep this container going, and maybe I'll make some stock with that, with some bones, or maybe just all vegetables, who knows, because it's also good to flavor rice and stuff like that versus just water. And so just trying to use up what I've got, use up a little bit so I don't waste more food than I have to. So I'm going to start the black bean sweet potato chili. So we don't use black beans that often. But I just measured the glass of the black beans. I got to put that on my list so that I can get another 2-pound bag. That lasts us enough. So it's this size container. I am not going to pre-soak it. I am not going to pre-cook it in the Instant Pot. I am going to be throwing all the ingredients for the chili together. You just have to make sure you have a lot of liquid for the beans to expand. Since you're already cooking it for, you know, the stew time, or so make sure that there's three times as much water as there was beans, and that was what was in there. And then I'm going to use one of these jars of tomatoes that I canned 2018 So not last year's tomatoes, but the year before. So just pouring that straight in there. Gonna get last little bit out here with some water, because you could always thicken it up with other things later. So just about a quarter cup of water more. And then remember the porcupine balls. This is the last bit of them. I'm going to froze. You can see that. I'm going to chop them up and throw them in here. So it'll be the meat mixture. There's a bit of cheese too. As well as I had frozen, accidentally, I had made a tomato and mozzarella ball salad with pesto and a bit of balsamic vinegar. It accidentally froze in the garage the other day. So I just kept it frozen. And I'm going to throw that in there as well, because it's just tomatoes and cheese and pesto. So basil, you know, the same kind of flavor profile. It's just going to cook up. You won't even notice the difference. Just going to throw those in there. And I'm going to be putting that in the sink. And then I'm just going to chop this up while I'm still waiting for the sweet potatoes to cook. And I'm just going to put some of this Tex-Mex seasoning in there. And it's looking quite full with those porcupine balls in there broken up. So I might just cook it up. With without the sweet potatoes in there. I'm putting some chipotle powder. Give a nice smoky flavor. And I'm going to add, I think, a bit more water, just because it looks quite full. Like if you look, there's still lots of water. I'll probably fill it up to the max level with water, because I don't want to get a burn notice on my Instant Pot. And then afterwards, I will just add the sweet potatoes too, because they're already being roasted in the oven. So there we go. And I'll get that just cooking. So I'm just going to get that cooking on bean chili with just 30 minutes high pressure. And I'll cook the beans. And then once the sweet potato is done, I'm going to take it out of the oven and then save some of it for here. So Abby is having some of the beef and buckwheat soup. I took some out. It was frozen. I put the rest of the container back in the freezer. So she's having that. And this is the leftover of the miso soup that I'm having. I just heated it up in the microwave. In the same bowl I had oatmeal this morning. I just rinsed it out. And here is the chili. I'm just putting the vegetables in it since they weren't ready when I was doing the chili earlier. I just stir it in there. So see, you don't need to pre-soak or pre-cook the beans if you're going to use the Instant Pot, because I'll just take one out. You can see the bean, and I just see it's soft. And perfectly cooked. I'm just going to turn it off warm so it can cool down, so I could take it out. Look in here. This I took out to possibly puree up and make a cream of turkey soup, but it's still frozen, so I have to wait, so that might be tomorrow's soup. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, Rowan came home about an hour ago. She ate about half of these pita chips that I made. She really likes them, and with some hummus. So by the way, just to let you know, hummus freezes. Okay, I just put it like it was frozen. I put it in the microwave 30 seconds, kind of stirred it, and 30 seconds again. So about a total of a minute, depending on your microwave. Perfectly fine. But we had lots of hummus over the holidays, and I froze it. So I'm going to show you what I'm putting in the pot now to make some turkey vegetable broth. So in this pot is the squash. I put 4 tiny, oops, covering the camera, 4 tiny onions, because they're like just full, and then about half a bulb of garlic, and then there's the half the turkey carcass that I de-meated. And I'm just going to cook this until it comes to a rolling boil, and then put it on simmer and cook it for many hours. I might even put it on simmer overnight, and then I'll have a really rich broth that I could can, I could freeze, I could can, I could make soup with. But that is what I'm doing right now. The Instant Pot, I've just had it on warm. I just turned it on, and I've been stirring. I added a little bit more, a bit of chili powder. But look how wonderfully, see, it really thickened up, eh? That's going to be yummy tonight. So, you just take the frozen pasta and you run it under warm water if it hasn't defrosted. It literally comes apart. Since it's already cooked, all you do is you're basically defrosting it. And there you have it. The water's too hot right now. And we're having that with chili. And anybody who wants rice can have the rice too. And this turkey stock is going to continue to cook for a little while. It's just simmering so I can get nice, good flavor. And then I will let it cool and either freeze it or I will can it. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with it. And there's the cooked potatoes for tomorrow for the buttered turkey with potatoes. Just going to use the leftover turkey and potatoes and a buttered chicken sauce on the leftover rice. So supper's all ready for tomorrow.